Hi, I'm Shonda Miles. 4 ways a journal can help you. 4 ways a journal can help you. Number one is decrease stress. So you can just write it down and let it go. And so a lot of times, if we don't write something down or we don't deal with it right away, it just kind of festers under the surface. So we need to write it down. And I like writing it down because I can be petty. I could just say whatever I want. Nobody's going to know what I said. Nobody's going to know how angry I was. Nobody's going to know any of that because I'm going to write it on a piece of paper. I'm going to write everything down on a piece of paper. I can be completely honest. I don't have to worry about hurting somebody's feelings. The page is so forgiving. I can just write it all out. What happened? How I felt. So it decreases stress. So when you write it down, you're going to decrease your stress because you're going to write it down, you're going to let it go. Instead of letting it fester or instead of ruminating, letting it play over and over and over again in your head. 2 is tell the truth on the page. So write out your feelings. Get clear on what it is that you're feeling. So when we talk to people, a lot of times we dance around the subject. We don't tell them the truth. We don't want to hurt their feelings. We're afraid of what their reaction is going to be. We don't want the confrontation. So we don't tell the truth about how we feel. And so when we write it on a piece of paper, we tell the truth. We can be honest. We don't have to worry about the repercussions. We don't have to worry about what the other person's going to say, if they're going to yell, if they're going to be mad, if their feelings are going to be hurt, if they're going to cry. We could just tell the truth on the page and then it's over. We could just be honest. We could say all of it. We can say all the things that we want to say. And we don't have to worry about how somebody else is going to react or how they're going to feel. So this is super helpful because we can just tell the truth. And we don't have to hide behind anybody. We can just put it on a piece of paper. Or we don't have to avoid that person because we're afraid of telling the truth. Number 3 is you can improve your communication by expressing how you feel on the paper. And so what I found is that when we write down how we feel, it's often a jarbled mess. And so we don't really get clear. We don't get the clarity until we write it all on a piece of paper. And then we can just kind of say, okay, this don't make any sense. This should go up here. This should go down here. All this goes together. But you can really increase your communication skills by writing it down on a piece of paper, writing how you feel so that you're able to communicate effectively how you feel. So this is great in a relationship where you know you're going to have to talk about whatever the issue is, but you write it all out on a piece of paper first. And then it gives you a chance to see, okay, does this really matter? This is kind of silly. Maybe I shouldn't bring this up. Or this is important. This is a priority to me. I'm going to have to talk to my spouse about this. I'm going to talk to my boss about this. I'm going to talk to my children about this. So when we write it down, we can get clear about how we feel. We can communicate. We can increase our communication skills. We can communicate more effectively. Because once we put it down on a piece of paper, we can really start to see things more clearly. Whereas when we're angry, we can't really, and we just talking it out, we say things that we regret. We say we're not clear on what it is, what the root of the problem is. So writing it down helps us get to the root. It helps us figure out, what happened and what do we need to do to solve the problem. And then finally, you can be you. You can be you. You don't have to fake and be anybody else. You don't have to compare yourself and act like you're somebody that you're not. You don't have to worry about if somebody's going to like you. You can just be you. Whatever you want to do, you can just be you. The page is forgiving. You can be petty if you want to be petty, but you can just be your authentic self. And a lot of times we're not doing that. We're afraid that our real authentic self is not good enough for people. And I know I've struggled with this a lot because I am so different from a lot of people. I'm a reader. I can read every single day, 10 hours a day, 15 hours every single day. I'm a reader. I'm an introvert. And so I'm different, and so I just had to figure out this last year to really be me, to accept that I am a reader, accept that I am an expert in this particular field, that I love what I do, but I am a reader and I'm an introvert and I can be I can be by myself and I'm totally okay with that. But I have a voice that God blessed me with that I have to use. So I have to get in front of a camera. I have to go and speak in front of audiences. I have to, help my clients. That's part of it. But I am a reader. And most of the time it comes across as when I'm reading, it's very boring. Most people don't like it. They're like, you read how many books? So most people don't like it, but it is who I am. Authentically, it's who I am. Yes, I'm an expert and I can help people with business and life. And I can do that, but I still like to read. I still read a lot of books every single day. Every single year. That's just who I am. I don't have to be afraid to show somebody that I'm a reader. I don't have to be, if you get around me, you know who I am. And so I'm comfortable in my skin. It's just who I am. It's who God blessed me to be. I'm this way for a reason. And I often tell people the advice that I give people, the reason why I'm able to do it is because God speaks through me and because he lets me prepare through reading. That's just all it is to it. And if I didn't do the things that I do, pray and read and study, I wouldn't be able to show up and help people the way that I do. And so that's part of it. So I can accept myself now. So the writing down your feelings and your thoughts on a piece of paper in a journal allows you to be you. You don't have to fake and be somebody else. You can just be your authentic self. And that's what I love, is that you will come into being who you truly are when you journal. So you can get clear. You can write your thoughts, your feelings and ideas and everything down on a piece of paper. So this is how journaling can help you. So just think about that and think about just taking it slow. You can just write just once a week if you want to. You can just write for 1 minute or 5 minutes, but it will help you. It will drastically help you. It will drastically improve your mental health. It will improve your communication skills. It'll decrease your stress, increase your mood will be better. So it's really worth trying out to see for yourself, what you think about it. So let me know in the comments, do you journal already or are you planning on journaling?